Ladies and gentlemen, so today we have so much sick gameplay from 6-star Unawakened Proxima Midnight. I've kind of really been putting this champion to the test in stuff like Variant Act 6 Realm of Legends, and you're going to see all sorts of fights today, so hopefully some really good stuff here. But before today, Proxima Midnight was kind of a champion that I hadn't really played much, aside from the 3-star version of the character about a year ago, and I remember when she came out, you know, I was a little bit less good at the game. I didn't really understand the mechanics as much as I do now, and just kind of playing normally the way that I used to, just kind of standard 5-hit combos and not really like adjusting my rotation to do the missions. I just didn't really fall in love with Proxima Midnight. I thought she was okay, I thought she was going to have some uses, but after this video, man, and kind of wising up in the game a little bit, I love this champion so much, man. She is so fun to play, especially against really aggressive endgame AIs. You can get that intercept mission done so easily, as you kind of saw there with a cheeky little backdraft on Aegon. Just works so incredibly well, and then we've completed 2 missions. We slammed down a special 3, and the damage is just absolutely mad. So yeah, we've got Aegon to 12%, and then the special 3 has an absolutely huge stun off it. So yeah, this is actually one of the best Aegon kills I've ever had in Variant, man, and I was like, damn, that was so incredibly sick. One of my first tries against Aegon, so I was super hype about that. I think like this last month and a bit, playing a fair bit of Havoc, it's made me really warm up to champions that have like a huge amount of special damage. And I think when Proxima Midnight was kind of released about a year ago, a lot of people were looking at this champion and thinking, oh, she's not really good for what I've got in mind at the moment, which for a lot of people a year ago was Labyrinth of Legends. Because of the damage cap, it really cripples Proxima in a lot of areas. Because one of the things when this champion is awakened as well, you also get a massive attack boost and an additional mission if you hit like 75 combo with the Corvus synergy as well. So there is so much more damage output potential with Proxima when she's awakened. However, looking kind of a year ago and the stuff that was important against Labyrinth of Legends, you very easily hit that damage cap, and there are characters that could just deal with Labyrinth a lot more efficiently than Proxima, and I think with a lot of the content as well, and the average player, you know, not being the best interceptor in the world, and I can say that for myself as well, man. Like, I'm not always great at intercepting. It does take a fair bit of practice as well, and it's very easy to kind of muck up, and that's one of the things, you know, if you want to play Proxima, you are going to have to, you know, realize that when you queue into some fights, you are going to have to find some sort of way to get those 4 intercepts in, or you're not going to deal big damage. But if you can pull it off, man, it's so incredibly rewarding. Now, the way that Proxima works, if you want a little bit of a refresher, is she's got 3 missions unawakened, and one of those is to parry the opponent 6 times, one of those is to knock the opponent down 5 times, and the last one is to intercept the opponent 4 times. Now, if I was to redesign this character, I would make it so that the missions always come in the order of parry, and then knock the opponent down and intercept, because I feel like that's kind of like a nice little skill ramp up, that even players who aren't like super at that level of being really good at intercepting can always get a decent amount of value off this champion. So if I was to kind of change anything about Proxima, it would be the way that the missions start, because I think that's one of the big turnoffs, man. You know, when you queue into Proxima and you have to intercept the opponent 4 times to really get some decent damage, because Proxima Midnight, she isn't anything special really until you can complete 1 mission, and then she becomes a really decent character. After you complete 2 missions, I think she becomes really badass in terms of the damage, and 3 missions, providing there's no damage cap, the damage is just absolutely insane that you can get off the special attacks. But yeah, again, one of the biggest hindrances to Proxima's value in the past, I think, has been stuff like the damage cap in Labyrinth of Legends, but with content that we've seen recently, with the health pools kind of scaling up between that like 200,000 to 500,000 region, and seeing content like the maze that didn't have a damage cap. I will say, like, looking a lot of gameplay videos for the maze, some of the best stuff that I saw was actually from kind of Awakened Proxima Midnights. I think if you kind of Google on YouTube, you know, there was that massive like 500k Iron Man Infinity War boss, and Proxima Midnight works so well for that, man. She was absolutely insane for dealing with those kind of fights. So I think as the health pools get bigger and bigger, the deeper we go into kind of Act 6 and also additional challenge content, the more value Proxima Proxima Midnight is actually going to have as a character, which really does excite me, man. You know, if you can play this champion well, you're in for a very, very good time. And also, one of the absolute most valuable things about this champion as well, as you might have noticed from the previous fight, is that when we went to parry Black Panther, usually if he has armor, he would reflect the stun, but Proxima Midnight actually has the strongest parry in the game, because what it does is reduce the enemy's ability accuracy by 200%, meaning that pretty much anything that you can imagine that would trigger off a parry does not actually trigger and backfire. So this can be very useful for characters like Iron Man Infinity War, because she can also parry projectiles as well. Can be very good against Domino, very good against masochism nodes, you know, any scenario where you're punished for parrying or can't parry, Proxima Midnight can parry. So that is just a very, very valuable piece of utility that I think as the game's gone on in the last year or so, we're seeing more and more of kind of mechanics punishing you from parrying or stopping you from parrying, and having that increased ability accuracy, I think is just making Proxima Midnight a kind of better and better character for a lot of matchups over time. So yeah, there are certain lanes in Act 6 where Proxima Midnight is just going to be very, very useful for that particular reason. But yeah, I love this champion. As you can see, we've just completed the second mission. We are going for the special 2 on Ultron here with 2 missions. That was over a 70k crit. Again, this is a 6-star rank 1 unawakened Proxima. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy, because also something to bear in mind as well is the awakened ability. So when awakened, Proxima Midnight's awakened ability does like 2 different things. The first one is it kind of gives you like an ultimate mission that you have to get 100 hits on the combo. However, if you've got Corvus on the team, this is actually reduced down to 75 hits there. And if you get that amount of hits on the combo meter, then you get an additional mission cleared. So an additional 250% special attack damage stacked on everything else. But also at the same time, you get a large attack bonus as well for every single mission that you have completed. And the way that this kind of modifies and scales with all our other missions as well just means that special attacks are hitting so much harder. So the awakened ability can pretty much double the damage of special attacks, which is already like really, really crazy as well once you get that ultimate mission done, and also gives a permanent true strike effect as well, meaning that on those longer fights you can ignore evade, auto block, but you do need to get, you know, with the Corvus synergy 75 hits, or without it 100 hits on the combo. But you know, in future content, man, that could be something that becomes very, very useful. I really like bringing Proxima against some of these stunnable evade champions. She seemed to work really, really well against Miles, but I also brought her into Variant against this Ultron drone, and this Ultron drone almost has 200,000 health. So the first mission we got, mission 3, is to knock this drone down, so it's just kind of parry heavy attacks. But Proxima, again, is one of those characters that if you want to play and utilize very, very well, you've got to be very on point with your parries and very on point with your intercepts as well, which I think is something that just, you know, turns a few players off, man, and I certainly don't blame them, because there is a incredibly high skill cap to Proxima. Now, again, this is my first time playing Proxima Midnight in a very, very long time. So if you're a pro Proxima Midnight player, let me know any additional tips and tricks in the comment section below, because I'm dying to learn more about this character, as I feel I'm going to have to use her a fair bit when those super fun 6-star lanes come in deep into Act 6. But what I've been doing, I think for a lot of variant fights, and ones around the 200k region, is really just not using a special attack until I've got like 2 missions completed, and then chucking down a special 3 for absolutely huge damage. I think a lot of the time the special 3 is just a little bit safer than the special 2 for a lot of fights, because it has like a guaranteed chunk of really, really big damage, but also you have like this incredibly long stun after as well to kind of burst the opponent down. But the special 3, it seems more beneficial in a lot of scenarios than the special 2, but I think the special 2 can deal more damage if it does land kind of both components critical hit. So it's one of those things that I think the special 3 for damage is generally a little bit safer, but the special 2 can work quite nicely as well. And we're throwing down that SP1 there, and I think we actually lost one of our stacks of the mission there, so I'm not entirely sure what went on, but the missions kind of seem to work like buffs, though, so there are certain interactions and scenarios that I've noticed where there's like a nullify node or something like Domino's, you know, ability accuracy reduction that actually prevents you from triggering missions. So yeah, it seems a little bit weird there, but you know, it is what it is. However, I wanted to open up Proxima Midnight a little bit more and show you what I'm talking about when it comes to kind of the like 500,000 health region and how much this character just inflates in terms of damage and what you can expect if you get a 6-star Proxima like straight out of the crystal in terms of the damage output here. So we've got Realm of Legends Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel. So we've got the parry mission number 1 first, which is the parry, and as you play Proxima, you're also going to become a little bit more accustomed to kind of what the mission numbers signify and what you have to do. It's just one of those things that takes a little bit of practice, but I think 1 is parry, 2 is intercept, and 3 is knock the opponent down. So you've just got to, you know, pay attention to the number if you forget what you are trying to do in Proxima here. So we activate the first one. I go for a special 3 here as well, just because I want to like test the damage and see how much it ramps up from every single special 3 for every single mission that we complete, and it just scales, you know, so incredibly well. I think that one was just below 50,000 damage there, so very nice off the very first special 3. But then we've got the second mission coming up as soon as this one dissipates and turns into a 200% special damage increase here. So the next one we've got is Intercept Winter Soldier, and again, I'm still not the best interceptor in the world, and I think kind of the lower you go down in the game where the AI is like less aggressive, the more annoying this mission becomes to do. So yeah, it is a little bit of a pain in the ass. I'm trying to like backdraft Winter Soldier like we did on Aegon and some of the previous fights, because if you can kind of get into a good backdraft spree, man, if the opponent has like an aggressive AI as well, like it can just be so easy to complete this intercept one. But it is just a little bit of a chore, but we managed to get it done there. Pretty nice combo. Throwing off special 3 number 2, and we've got that 12% damage bonus, so he's on 75%. And after this one, it hits him for 6% initially, but then most of the damage, I think, is kind of in the stab down there, which gets him down to 55%. And you can see that was just over 100,000 damage there from an unawakened 6-star rank 1 Proxima, which is a very nice special 3 to fire off. But yeah, also just one thing to know, I mean, Proxima Midnight, to a certain extent, is a little bit like Havoc, where just all of the damage is about those special attacks, boys. That is what it is all about. But now we just need to knock him down 3 more times, and then we've got all of our missions for the unawakened Proxima, and we can hopefully throw down a very hard-hitting special 3. But as those missions stack up, man, the damage is just so incredibly glorious, and it feels so satisfying whenever you chuck off a special 3. So we just gotta knock him down one more time with a heavy, and then we're gonna fire off our special 3 here. We almost nail the perfect bonus, man, so incredibly close, so we can get like 8% more damage off this one, but it just is absolutely tearing him apart now, man. That back part of it was like 9% health. Then she stabs for 21%, so it's a total of just over 165,000 hit points, man. Absolutely mad. And I think one of the things that you really notice is mission per mission, like it just stacks up like so much, man, and you seem to get an even greater benefit for every single mission you do. And if we had Proxima Awakened, man, that special 3 probably would have been around this point, maybe if we had the Corvus synergy as well, and 100 hits on the combo meter, we'd be looking at about 250, 300,000. So yeah, I can't even imagine from like a 6-star rank 2 or rank 3 what we might be seeing from a really pimped out Proxima. And again, this is not using any boost at all, so like the potential of Proxima for future content really does excite me, and I've been tremendously impressed today with how she's performed even without her awakened ability, because I always kind of had it in the back of my mind for some reason that she wasn't really a character that you wanted to look at too much until you had this champion awakened. But now I full well realized like how much of a beast she can be even unawakened in the hands of a good player. So yeah, been absolutely loving it. Anyway, we got Captain Marvel and Realm of Legends up next, and I think this was a pretty good kill if memory serves correctly. I think there's a point in this where I get wrecked. It's about now, man. I'm like, oh no, I've been stunned. Am I about to get absolutely ruined? But then we managed to somewhat recover the fight. I think I threw a Special 2 here just for a little bit of safety. And I think in this one, the first one, like, I was curious to test the Special 3 damage, but I think in the Captain Marvel fight here, we're just going for SB2s to test that one out a little bit. And now I'm just trying to do the intercept mission as well. So we get a very, very nice backdraft, man. Do we get 4 in a row? Oh my god, that was absolutely glorious. So yeah, when the AI plays ball, man, or you're against a very, very aggressive AI, you just have such a sick time with that one. But also, one of the things that I have seen as well, and I think this video is somewhere on YouTube, is somebody using a maxed out Proxima Midnight to kill a Mega Red in Alliance Quest. And because a Mega Red is very, very aggressive because of his node in map 7, I think Proxima Midnight works quite well. But at some point, I think this week does have the Cosmic disadvantage. So when that is not in play, or maybe when the Cosmic bonus is in play, I would love to bring in my 6-star Proxima Midnight to AQ to see if you know, she's going to work fairly well for Omega Red bosses. But yeah, that'd be really good as well if I could get a Corvus on top of that, man. A really, really nice little pair there. But you can see, man, that Special 2 was so incredibly sick, man. Well over 100,000 damage there. Like 55k on the last 2 ones. So when the Special 2 does crit, man, there's just so much insane damage output potential on it. But again, man, all of that damage is coming from those glorious specials. Fire that one off again, and unfortunately we did not get the crits. So you can see there, when like the Special doesn't crit, man, you're losing out on so much damage. So the Special 2 is a little bit more of a gamble in comparison to the SP3. But now Captain Marvel is in that glorious Assassin's range. We've got, you know, just over 90 hits on the combo meter at this point in time. And we're going in for, I think, another combo and then a Special 2, hoping we get these glorious crits and we smack her down there. So I think with a little mess up at the start, that was about 120 hits in total, so very, very nice stuff. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed today's Proxima Midnight video. If you do, smash that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, let me know any thoughts, opinions, comments, or pro tips you have in regards to Proxima Midnight in the comments section below. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.